Good afternoon, everybody. We're back. I'm back to work on another page in our altered book. This is the pocket pages that we've already finished, and we have some tags go in those. And I just wanted to come back and work on the next page. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to start just like we always do, and we're going to tear out several pages between two pages that we're going to Mod Podge together. Now I have already torn out 4 or 5 pages, and this time we do want to get 4 or 5 pages out between each set we've put together. The reason being is we're going to add some back in. And of course our embellishments always add quite a bit to the book. You've got to have room for those embellished pages to fold back in. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to make sure we get a nice coating of Mod Podge down where we tore our pages, and we're going to get Mod Podge on this page. And I will link to the first page that we did, the pocket pages. Now we're going to close the book. These clips are just to help me hold it open. And when we open it, we have a nicely glued together page that we want to let dry. Now, I want you to do that one more time, but I'm not going to make you watch me. However, this time we need to do a little bit more work. So I'm just going to set this aside for a second. Then I'll come back and glue those pages together myself. Well, I thought I was going to set it aside. There we go. What we want to do now is a couple of the pages that we tore out, we want to put Mod Podge and Mod Podge these 2 pages together. The reason being, we're going to add this back in and create sort of a triptych or a 3-page spread. So we're just going to put 2 pages neatly together. Oh, I didn't get them lined up. Get rid of the Mod Podge down there. If they don't line up perfectly, you've got a minute or 2 to get them apart. And if they don't line up perfectly, that's okay. We are going to have to trim them a little bit anyways to make them fold back into our page. Now you do want to make sure that they are well sealed together. And if you're worried about this page, add a 3rd layer. It gives it just a little extra strength to fold back and forth. And you've got plenty of book paper. You've just taken out 8 or 9 sheets out of your book, so you've got these pages to add right back in. So we're going to do that, and you're going to make sure that you've got 2 pages that you've made sturdy by gluing 2 pages together. So I'll be back as soon as all of this dries. Alright, so our 2 pages that we Mod Podge together are dry, and our extra pages that I put 3 pages together because I wanted this one to be a little stiffer are all dry and ready to go for the next step. And I have to tell you that, and I'm going to put a link to his video down below, this triptych was sort of inspired by Mark Muir at Artsplorations by Mark. I will put a link to his video down below. He did a wonderful triple page in his altered book that I saw him working on the other day. It's really awesome. So I thought that this would be perfect. Now I think I'm gonna tear this side. What I'm doing now is making the pages that I had put together a little smaller, because when I put it in here, it's going to have to fit down in the gutter here. And if it's the same size as all the other pages, it's not going to fit well. So I am just making it a little bit smaller. And then the other thing is I did not get it real square and lined up. So I'm just barely trimming the top and the bottom a little bit. When I put my pages together, they weren't totally lined up. So, okay, so now I have my extra page, and I have to attach it. And what I'm going to use to attach it is some washi tape. This is music washi tape. Now, washi tape is not, it's not designed to stick forever and ever, so we are going to put a little glue under it. And I'm going to use my mono liquid glue, and I'm just going to put a little row of glue along the edge, and one about 1/4 inch in. And then I'm going to tear a piece of tape long enough to cover both edges and put it sort of right in the middle. And you notice it's longer than it needs to be. That way I've got a little bit of tape to hold on to. I'm going to do the exact same thing over here, is run a bead of glue right along the edge, and then about 1/4 inch in. And now I can line my pages up. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. And I want to leave a little bit of space. I do not want to try to get the tape, I don't want to try to get the pages exactly together. If I do, they won't be able to bend. Okay, so I'm going to do it like that. These clips are kind of in the way. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. On this back side, I'm going to run a line of glue. This time I'm going to go ahead and glue both sides of the page at the same time. I'm going to tear a piece of tape that's bigger. Uh-oh, put it on crooked. You gotta be careful. I want to try to put it on as straight as possible. Okay. And then I'm going to bring it over here where I can actually push on it. Take out this clip. The clips are just because this book doesn't want to stay open for some reason. There we go. that aside, and now I can just clip this excess tape off. And what we have done is create a hinge so that our page can fold back in here like so. Now it does stick out a little bit because we've given it enough room to bend, and I have, see, it's a little smaller. That'll just give us room for it to close. Okay. And the next thing to do is to get a little decoration on our page. And I am going to use this flower napkin. It's, I think it's wisteria. It's either wisteria or sweet pea. I'm not sure which. But I have already taken the napkin apart, and I have the pieces ready to put onto our pages. Like so. And I'm not going to worry if I have a little over the edge right here. I think I'll make them all go the same direction, like so. Nope, I liked it better when it was the other way. And if it is wisteria, they grow both directions. So I'm just going to get out my Mod Podge and Mod Podge those down. Remember that we don't need a ton of Mod Podge, just a thin layer will do, and it would help if I had some wax paper. Get this one out of the way. And remember that you want to cover the surface of your napkin as well with the Mod Podge. So not only do you want to sort of glue it down, you want to put some on the top of it as well. Okay, and that part's done. And we need another piece of wax paper. Now at this stage of the game, try not to get too much Mod Podge down in your spine area. Oh, that one kind of went, there we go. And we're going to cover this one back up too. So. Now I know I have used napkins in a couple of places, this in the other part of the book already. We've got a lot to do, so if I use napkins now, then I'll have to find some other techniques to show you later. Okay, and we're going to put this last piece on our fold-out page. And you have to remember that this is going to fold out, so we're going to want to decorate this back side later. And this piece is a little harder to work on. Sometimes it helps if you're having trouble to put another book underneath there. Part of it is that I didn't bother to try to flatten it out. Okay. And we have a little bit of that music tape running up through there. That's really neat looking. Sorry, my arm's in the way. To make sure that you get the Mod Podge on the entire surface of your napkin. Now, this wrinkles up a little bit. That's fine with me. I don't mind the wrinkles. I think it adds to the page. But at this stage of the game, we've got to let it dry again. We cannot go on until it's gotten dry, and we can put some more decoration on the back side of this page, and then the next step. So I'll be back as soon as this gets dry. Hi. So our 3-page spread is now dry on the inside. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to pull it too close. And we've got these extra little pieces here we want to kind of pull off, and you want to do that before you go on, just because you don't want 2 layers to try to fight to get off of there. This way you can tear it, give it that vintagey kind of look. And when we fold it in, we kind of want to decorate this page. Now, we've already got a nice big spread of this napkin with the big pieces. So I decided when I wanted to decorate this page, I don't want to put another one of these on it. So I have from this napkin a little strip of the border of it, and I have a little piece that I'm going to put in. So that I'm going to go like this. It'll give me a little bit of a blank space, but that will be a good place to add some embellishments. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down with Mod Podge, and then of course we're going to have to let it dry again. So now one of the things you want to do is when you start to Mod Podge here, you want to make sure that you've got it underneath this page, like so, because otherwise your page will stick together with itself on the back. So alright, we're just gonna add a little Mod Podge here, and I decided I wanted to leave the border where you could see that washi tape I used. So I'm using this right along that border, and then this little piece will go in right here. We just don't want to overfill our page. We're going to go in with some embellishments, things like to add to it. So remember, we put 3 pages together to make this page, so it's nice and sturdy, and will fold back and forth nice. Now at this stage of the game, we once again have to let it dry, and I'll be back to do the next part, which will be to embellish these 3 pages. Okay guys, we need to finish up this page. I had to let this dry, of course. It is the triple page, and it's all dry. The napkin is all nice and dry, and it's all nice and flat again. So one of the first things I want to do is to come in here with some distress ink and just distress our little edges a little bit. This is just vintage photo. We just want to outline our pages some. If you remember, this page is not done. The triple page is designed so that the 3 pages that fold together have a similar look. And really we're down to the part where we just want to dress these pages up. And wear them out, make them look like they're old and antique-y. The nice thing about this book is that it's already got some age to it, and so it has some age in its looks. I'm gonna put some down this middle just a little bit. Okay, so now then we need to have some little bits of decoration on here. And well, I might not decorate this a lot. I do want to decorate this page over here. And let's see, these are embellishments I made with the they're like paper mache embellishments that I made with the rubber stamps, and I will link that video in the description. And I'm just gonna glue them down with some of this aqua glue. I did ink these embellishments. They come out white when you make them. One of the things about sticking down an embellishment is that you want to stick an embellishment down with liquid glue. Glue stick, it's designed for paper. It's not going to hold on to something that's real thick and needs something that holds it down just a little bit better. So I'm sorry that it has taken so long to get this video for the second installment of the altered book done. I got waylaid with some other things. The other thing I had was there's some tiny little white, these are pansies, and I'm just going to put the white ones down the ribbon there. And these are some more paper mache embellishments. One of the things that I'm afraid you can't see is the detail on those, and for some unknown reason I cannot seem to zoom in with my camera right now. I've been fighting with software and hardware issues this whole month. So okay, I think I like that. And then I had a couple of little sayings. One is flora, the plants native to a certain region, and floral, which concerning flowers or made of flowers, and florist, one who sells flowers. So I thought that I would use that state little dictionary but the word below it is flounce, and it says to jerk away, and I don't think I want that on there. So we want to get this sort of undone. You have to watch when you're using the dictionary about the words above and below your word that you're using, because sometimes they can have meanings that you don't really like looking at. And this one, I'm going to also, I think I best put my cap back on my glue. I want to distress that. A little. Okay. And I have another one here that says bloom and blossom. So I thought I might use this one too. I haven't made up my mind exactly what I'm going to pop in here. Blossom says to flower, to bloom, and bloom is right above there. It's always interesting to see how the definitions seem to build on one another. If you don't know what bloom means and you read the bloom, it says a flower blossom, but if you read blossom, it says to bloom. So that always made me question. Okay, let's take a look at those and see where we stand with that. I also have this little bird embellishment that I had already made, and I'm not sure I want any more on this page. Where I'm thinking I want the bird is down in here, and I thought that I might put that up in there too. And I do have a little eyelash trim that has some of the purples and greens in it. Of course, it's flying away. And I have a little of this. This is netting sort of stuff that you make wreaths out of. And I have a big old roll of it, so I thought I might put some of that down. We're just adding some character, some dimension to the page. I'm not sure, but would I like this other one better? I like the shape that it came out better. There we go. I kind of like that. But I thought I'd put some of this purple. And we're just going to put this down sort of messy under there and just let the little fibers hang out. Like so. Yep. There we go. Now I have found the best way to get these fibers to stay where you want is to just pick up the top piece and stick your glue all over the top of it, because it's going to squish down through. And then make sure you've got your embellishment. I'm sorry if I'm off camera, I didn't mean to be. Your embellishment is well glued. want some glue up here to hold those fibers in place. And again, we're going to glue our dictionary statement. In there. There we go. Now I'm going to have to weight that down just a little bit. I'll probably put some wax paper in it and close it up, but I just wanted you to see what it looks like. Come on, behave yourself. There we go. So we have this page, and when we open it up, we have the little birds. And that's our finished page. Now there's no tags on this page. There were tags. Let me flip back here. Let me go ahead and get this wax paper in there so that I'm not sticking my pages together. And I'll show you again what the last page that we did looks like, and that there's tags in it. Let me see, we have the pocket pages here, and we have our tags. So every page won't have tags, but lots of them will. And we have tags over here. Lots of fun interactive things we're going to do in this book. So this is our triple page, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are having fun watching this book come together. I'm having fun working on it. Again, I'm sorry that this video didn't get out as quickly as I'd like, but we all have other things we have to do sometimes. So, oh, that's a boring thing to look at. Let me turn it back to this one. You guys have a great afternoon. Have fun. Make some art. Oh, I guess I should tell you that if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.